I hope that you guys are having the day you intended to have today. I'm going to try something new with my 3-card pulls. So for this one, you're going to focus on a crystal, not the card. Whichever one calls out to you, whichever you feel vibrating in some type of way on your frequency. And then you're going to look out for the card to be pulled from the deck so that you can receive your message in the moment. All right, so for our first pull, we have Snakeskin Carnelian. Make sure that what is coming out of your mouth is what you mean. In your heart, in your mind, in your soul. If it's not what you mean, then don't say anything until you're ready to say something that is true. Whether it be to yourself, if you're in a space where you are in negative self-talk and you're telling yourself things that are outdated versions of yourself, things that you were taught to believe, things that are not what you want to be, how you want to see yourself, then you have to fix that so that what comes out of your mouth about yourself is really what you want to feel. If you're in a space where you are taking on things that you don't want to take on, you need to be in a space where you are saying, this is not something that I want to do. If it's something that you do want to do, being honest with yourself about it, not having shame, not feeling guilt, allowing yourself to explore the parts of you that are taking you in directions of joy, of bliss, of connectedness with yourself. But if what you are going to say out of your mouth is not going to be truthful, then all of this living in your truth and finding your path and finding your purpose stuff, you're never going to get to that. Because to find your honest path in this world, you have to be honest with yourself about what you're doing and when and how and why and where. To align, quote unquote, with whatever thing you see outside of yourself that you want, you have to be in alignment with yourself. And that means not isolating parts of yourself and denying yourself your truth, because there's no alignment there. So for all of the things that you're trying to figure out about yourself, for all of the stuff that you want illuminated, for all of the secrets of mystical mystery that you want to tap into, you have to be real with yourself before that happens. It's not going to happen a moment before that. You can do it though. Take baby steps. It's not something that you got to beat yourself up over, but before you start looking for these universal truths, you have to understand your personal truth. Second, we have crystal quartz. Y'all ancestors be getting, boy, look, you cannot just go to your ancestors when you need something. This is for y'all who are venerating your ancestors. This is for those of you who pray to anything benevolent or even malevolent. Whatever it is. No, let me not say malevolent. That's not funny. When you're working with benevolent spirits, you cannot just treat them like it's an exchange. That's not what that is. That's a malevolent spirit thing. Get what you're supposed to get, take what you're supposed to take, and there's no care involved because they don't care. Your spiritual court, though, your ancestors, your benevolent guides, your honorable dead and loved ones and masters and teachers and all of them, they're not your servants. They're not genies. They're not here to grant you wishes and jump into the line of fire every time you on your bullshit. They're there to guide you through the decisions that you make. But if you are hell-bent on doing you and then run into them when you got a problem, that's why you keep having problems. It's not about you doing you, and then when it don't turn out the way you want it to turn out, you run into your altar begging and praying and doing all this extra offering. That's not what this is. You are being guided by spirits that want to have a relationship with you. Some of y'all ancestors don't play that. You can't just keep calling grandma for money. Some of y'all got grandmas who don't answer the phone for some of y'all cousins because anytime they call, it's because they want something. Y'all know people in your physical day-to-day that you don't want to hear from because the only time they hit you up is when they want something. So how you gonna go to your dead, who you're asking to protect, provide, guide, give you insight, heal, fight your battles, all of that, only when you need that from them? No. You need to be including them in everything. When you're feeling good, when you're not feeling good, when you're feeling indifferent, when you're watching TV, when you're eating, whatever it is, the more you asking for, the more inclusive you need to be of what it is. And that's not the purpose, but that's the rule. If they coming and having a save the day for you, it shouldn't be that you in there at your altar once a week. That ain't it. So fix whatever mentality you have around the spirits working for you and moving for you, and that's a unevolved ego. They're not here for that. They're here to help you do what you need to do, to form a relationship with you, to be respected by you, to be treated like the energies that they are. Your family. Just because they're not here doesn't make them any less your family. And if you don't know what that looks like, then with them is a good place to start. There is where you're safe. But you gotta mean it. This card comes out a lot in readings because this whole trend of everybody just, I talk to my ancestors, it's not a trend. You gotta mean this because this is upsetting. It's like somebody waking you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting you in a room and saying, I gotta tell you something. And then they never follow through. Y'all could have left them where they were if you were gonna bring them to the light and then leave them starving. That's worse than knowing that they don't know about you. It's one thing to not know that you should be doing this or could be doing this. It's another thing to know it and then use it like a tool for your advancement. That's so disrespectful. Y'all gotta, this is not a trend. If you're gonna work with your ancestors, 10 toes down and mean it. If you're not ready, it's okay. You don't have to rush because everybody else is doing it. Take your time. Start with prayers, start with acknowledgement. It don't have to be a big altar spread and you making dinners and trying to figure out what they want to eat. Just say thank you. Wake up in the morning, have a glass of coffee, have a glass of tea, and talk to them out loud. It don't have to be extra, but it has to be consistent. All right, and for our last card, we have fluorite. Fluorite. Take accountability for your shit. You're not always the victim. You're not always in the right just because that's how you see it. You're not always in the right just because you're a good person and you give everybody what they want and all of those other things that we tell ourselves to keep from being accountable for the fact that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing for ourselves. It's not that you're too nice so people take advantage of you. It's that you don't have any boundaries. It's not that everybody gets on your nerves, so this is why you don't have any friends. It's because you haven't dealt with your unresolved anger and frustration. So little things are setting you off about people because you are focusing outside of yourself instead of inside of yourself. It's not that everybody who you date is X, Y, and Z. It's the people who you choose to entertain. It's not everybody ever. It can never be everybody but you. The numbers don't add up. So when you're in situations, with the exception of things that are aggressive, where you are being aggressively attacked in some type of way physically, when it comes to your interactions with people, you are 100% in control of what happens. If you don't like arguing with people, walk away. But don't start going off talking about they know how I am. I don't like being like this, but they know how I am. If you don't like being like that, then don't. If you're finding yourself in spaces where you're uncomfortable, remove yourself instead of complaining about how everybody else acts in this space. You have more power over how your day goes than you give yourself, but the power comes with accountability. And if you're not taking accountability, then you can't do what you got to do to fix it. So make sure that when you are moving through your life, when you're moving through your day, you are the one who is in control of what you put out and how you respond to what you take in. Because nobody else has any fault, anything to do with that. That is a 100% you thing. If it requires you to pick up some type of meditation practice, some type of grounding, breathing exercises, therapy, whatever it is to get yourself more in tune with yourself, then go ahead and do that. But again, what you put out is 100% on you, and how you respond to what you receive is 100% on you. That don't have nothing to do with anything outside of yourself. The more you can take accountability for that, the smoother your days will go. The more you'll feel, free of whatever baggage you feel you're carrying, but the baggage is yours. Like something that you are choosing. Unchoose it. You can whenever you get ready. This one was not a live pull, but this message did come. Know that whatever it is that came up, whatever it is that continues to come up, whatever it is that you're going through, working through, growing through, as long as you keep your eye on the prize of growth and healing and ascension, you will have support. You will be supported, but you have to connect to what that support looks like for you. It's not going to look the same for everybody. And that's why it's important to get in tune with yourself, your ancestors, your higher self, whatever it is that you need to do to trust yourself as you move through this process is what needs to be the first step. Because you can't feel that support if you are looking for everything outside of yourself to be the validation, looking for everything outside of yourself to be the answer or the rhyme or the reason. All of this stuff is coming from inside of you, including the connection that you're looking for outside of yourself. So focus on connecting with your own divinity so that when divinity from outside of you calls, you know how to answer. If you don't know what that looks like for yourself, then when you receive the call, you're not sure if it's for you. You're wondering why it is for you. You're questioning whether or not the information that you're getting is accurate. Sometimes it's too good to be true. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop, whatever those types of energies are. You can't feel how supported you are when you're looking for stability outside of yourself. So lean into you. Lean into your divinity, lean into your healing, lean into what it is that's going to make you feel lighter. If what you're doing is not making you feel lighter, ascension feels light. It feels like you're dropping weight. It feels like you are releasing things. If what you're doing is adding more stress, more anxiety, more uncertainty, you're moving too fast. You're not allowing yourself to see what you need to see because you're looking for this reading and this sign and this dream and this thing and somebody to confirm. Focus on how you feel this morning. When you woke up, how did you feel? Do you need to be drinking more water? Are you sleeping okay? Start with your flesh. Your flesh needs to be healthy in order to support some of the things that you guys are looking for. If your flesh is weak, then so is your spirit. They got to get strong together. So focus on yourself. Let yourself be supported. Let yourself be guided without searching so desperately and so diligently outside of yourself for something, because it's not there. But what is always there is your divine support. Pray, meditate, journal, bathe, yoga, gym, whatever it is that you have to do. Move your body. Let the energy flow through you so that you can keep a clear head and you can see the messages that are already being given to you, because they are definitely there. But you got this. You just have to focus on you and not everything outside of you.